Well, we are hijacking Young and Herd from Ryan and Austin for a second here, but we have a great interview for you. Talk about the DAV Bowl.
Right.
Yeah, we have Robert Gallagher here at Gallery. Sorry about that, and BJ Ganem. So you are organizers of the DAV Bowl.
Correct. Yeah. So this game started about 12 years ago. It was started as the Wounded Warrior amputee football team, founded by Chris Visser, longtime sports producer, and we played it for a while. COVID disrupted it, and now we're bringing it back thanks to DAV, the Disabled American Veterans Organization. It's been around for 120 years, doing great stuff for veterans, and we're really excited to bring it back.
Well, I'm glad you've come to WSBU. St. Bonaventure is a military-friendly school. I have a lot of vets in my classes, so this is a story that will ring true with a lot of our vets and a lot of our families back home. So, can you tell us about just what the event is? Obviously, it's a football game, and it's vets playing pros, right?
Exactly. So it's like a church picnic. Like if you think of like the Harlem Globetrotters or the Savannah Bananas, it's really just fun. Just really trying to showcase great game people like Robert Gallery have played, and showing the similarities between the communities. Afterwards, a lot of the NFL players struggle with identity loss, some head injuries. Same thing on the veteran side. And Robert's organization, Athletes for Care, is a big part of this group, and he can tell you what they do.
Yeah, so after my playing career, I dealt with some TBI-related issues, and I found healing through psychedelic assisted therapy with Ibogaine, but I also got infused into the military community. A lot of these guys were healing as well. So I think this just brings awareness to our two communities, how much we respect each other, how a lot of the same issues, obviously from doing different things, but it's a chance for us to raise awareness that, hey, it's okay to ask for help. And give people different alternatives to things they can do for healing.
Yeah, no, that's incredibly important.
Speaking as like a young American adult male, it feels like football players and military and people who serve are two things that American society, loves. We love to exemplify it. We love to exemplify like our troops. We love to exemplify our football players. How do you feel the impact of bringing these two communities together for an event like the DAV Bowl?
Yeah, I think for me, it's my own personal experience. I hid it for a very long time. One of the struggles, the suicide ideation, all these bad things that were going on. Because I was supposed to be this big, tough NFL football player.
Yeah.
And so the community I got around, and the people I got around, it's okay to talk about it. And people, I've had numerous calls once I started Athletes for Care of, hey, thanks for being brave enough to talk about it. So getting these two groups together, right, shows that hey, we're humans, right? There are issues, there are TBI-related issues. And it's a great way to just bring awareness to what's going on.
I'd like to know a little bit about, what goes on around the rest of the year, but let's jump into the event itself. So obviously it's a football game, right? And I imagine there's a lot of camaraderie, but at the same time it's competitive too, right?
It is. These are two communities that you can't get that out of, right? We believe in striving to be the best versions of ourselves. And so we go out there, but it is a lot of fun. There's a few times in Boston, we did an off Super Bowl game. I actually broke a foot off completely. I tried to duct tape it back on. Out in Green Bay, I had a leg go flying off when I went jumping for a catch. And we have people in wheelchairs, people missing arms. Mike Smith, who's not here this year, he's got an Olympic event overseas, but he only has one arm. And so it's amazing when, you have like Kurt Warner or Kenny Mayne or Jeff Garcia throw these deep bombs and you see Mike Smith catch it one-handed because he has no choice.
Yeah.
Oh, man, that's great.
Yeah, it's a good time. And it's a good way for people to get in around the players. It's very family-friendly. It's a free event. It's at Cappuccino High School, so hopefully the school districts are really going to show up and support. And before our game, Jen Welter, the first NFL female coach, she's holding a clinic for 50 girls in flag football with a bunch of other professional female athletes in the morning.
That's
so
amazing.
It's really just about showing how football, our way of life, is something we can celebrate. Even with all the troubles that we have right now, if we come together, we can figure out ways to make things better.
And this is a unique event. You talked about, you have guys who are catching one hand, you have guys in wheelchairs, but you're going against guys that, have everything. What does it really speak to that this is a mixed event, that you're not sectioning off people in different categories?
That's what's most important. We got to get better at inclusivity. Right, and one of the things that I love is that in the NFL and the military communities, we have shared core values. And so it's a good place to start. But I remember one game in San Antonio, Ricky Williams was there. He caught a pass in front of me. I went to grab his flags, and next thing I know, he was gone. And he was in the end zone, 70 yards behind me. Like Michael Vick, too. These guys are so fast. Even after they're done playing, Like, you don't really appreciate the physical talent
Yeah.
that these men and women now have until you're on the field with it. And it's really good because these games are so intimate. You're right there. You can actually see these players and the passion that they have, not only for football, but for this country and all our communities.
Can you talk a little bit about? Did you want to mention?
No, I just say I think both groups, both athletes and military, we're very like-minded, right? The way we go about life, the way we go about our jobs. So I think that bringing those together is a big part of this too. It shows right the respect we have for each other, and then just the working together, getting that that locker room, we call it back, that both miss once they're done with their job.
Any stories you want to share about just relationships that have built, between the vets, between the players?
That's been the most amazing thing to witness over this decade is how truly connected these men and women are with each other and the true bonds. I mean, I think one of the things that the NFL players provide is they bring a little bit more celebrity to the veteran issues, and I think what we provide to the NFL community is a little bit more humanity. So many people think that all these guys make a ton of money and they have the world at their fingertips, and it's not true. Like, especially once you're done, it's the same in the military and in the NFL. Is once you're done, like, no one cares as much, right? And I think Robert can kind of speak more to like what it means to kind of hang out with these military veterans and kind of seeing the same struggles.
Yeah, no, I think we all go through a lot of the same life experiences, and speaking from my experience and my friends, like, we all want to be, in the military, and all the veterans want to be professional athletes, right? It's kind of that mutual respect, like, oh wow, we do something tough. No, like I should have been in the military. I could have used my grit and my determination to excel at that. So I think that respect and it's just the mutual respect and admiration we have for each other, and then just building that community back up because we all can understand what each other's going through.
Yeah. So obviously we have the DAV Bowl, but outside of that, what other work are you doing? Are you doing more flag football games like this? Are you doing other events?
We try to do it again. So DAV does a great job. They've been around for 120 years. They're congressionally recognized. And some of the things that they provide are like the Veteran Benefit Service Officers, which I'm sure you have one at your school. DAV has a fleet of these great men and women that are helping ensure that veterans understand their benefits. They also provide free to the VA, the DAV vans you might see around, that go pick up veterans that can't make it to their VA appointments for whatever reason. That way transportation is not an issue. Working with groups like We the Vets, We the Veterans, and helping veterans work election polls. So we help people get so we're out there doing a bunch of stuff, trying to work with other organizations like Athletes for Care, finding those similarities, trying to utilize the leadership that we learned in the military and take our experiences. And yes, they've been challenging, but I think that not only do they teach us something about ourselves, it can help teach our community about ways that we can come together. And we're working with a bunch of different organizations, but DAV, Athletes for Care, are the main ones that we're focused on for this game. And we're really trying to bring it together and invite more groups to participate, because if we can all work together, we can figure out what we can do better.
Last question. So what would you say has been the impact of just this event? It's a free event. It's coming up this Saturday. We'll remind the listeners about the location and times and all. But what would you say the impact of this event has been?
The amount of people that we have with disabilities. We have Dave Stevens, that's been a long-time producer and hosts his own show now, is Born Without Legs. He's played in a bunch of them. There's so many families that come to this game and they see other people with visible disabilities doing great things, and I get all kinds of Facebook messages and stuff that their kids saw this and it just changed their life. And one of the things that I love that the NFL players do, not only do they show up on their own, like, they don't ask for any money, they show up, but they also spend time with the vets, but they spend time with the fans that show up, and people get pictures, and you can just see like the true gratitude. It's really a once in a lifetime experience to stand next to people like Charles Haley's played in a couple times, and the stuff that he does. So like, all these NFL players are all doing something in their community, and I don't think that gets talked about enough. And one of the things we're trying to bring into the greatest media event in the world is help these guys get showcased for the work they do in the community.
Well, this is fantastic. I appreciate how we honor our vets at the beginning of sports events, football games, but this really shows the mutual respect, but especially the respect for what the work our vets have done, and usually in the quiet.
Yeah.
So this is fantastic. Well, I'm glad you've been able to share your story with our listeners at WSBU FM, St. Bonaventure. Again, Robert and BJ, good luck to you. Again, remind us of the event details coming up Saturday.
Saturday, February 7th at Cappuccino High School, which I think is probably the best name for a high school in the Bay Area.
Well, it's good for Franciscans.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. So it goes. The gates open at 10 a.m. We're gonna do the player announcements and a short ceremony at noon. Kick off at 12:30. We should be done by 3, and it's gonna be a great time. It's all your vets back at school. Get involved, right? Don't just look for someone to help you. Find out ways where you can help. There's a bunch of different ways you can. You can find me on all the social medias. I can help point you to the right organizations. But DAV is a good place to start. And let's do it. Let's make this country a better place.
Thanks so much.
Thank you, guys. You're listening to Young and Heard on WSBU 88.3 FM, The Buzz.